Hi! In this second vlog about common issues with building works, I'm going to talk about site protection. You've built your plots and they're watertight. The plumbing and the electrics are in, the first fix. We can now start fitting the interiors and all the equipment. The next step, of course, ensure that all those fittings and fixtures are protected from damage whilst the works are being completed. You will have standards in place, and your commercial teams are able to procure all the protective materials, protect all these things. So far so good. But when I visit sites, however, it very quickly becomes apparent that there's not only variation between sites how to apply protection, there's variation between plots, and even in the same plot I can see variation in how this protection is applied. This inconsistency leads to damage. Damage demands rework, and this in turn of course leads to delays, extra labours and materials expenses, and ultimately of course to plots which are not delivered on time or late to the right standard to your customers. Now, you will not be surprised that the same primary root cause as for the hidden factory plays a role here. The inconsistent application of standardized processes for protection. Not only the lack of processes, but also the lack of training, measuring the rework and clear definitions of expectations around finished quality. Now, as a trade, you're often incentivized to focus on the speed. And yes, we ask people to focus on quality, but actually it's about speed first and foremost. And of course this causes a conflict, especially when one trade inadvertently damages the finished works of another trade. Just think about the amount of blemishes and dents on the walls of the stairs and landing when the trades have to go up and down every day to do that second and final fix upstairs. Or the finished kitchen sink being used by the painters to wash their brushes. Not removing your boots when you enter a house to do a quick job when the flooring is already in situ. Now PMI has developed a 4-step damage limitation model which we've tried and tested across different industries. And this 4-step hierarchy focuses on how to minimize damage to your finished goods. And here they are. Number 1, elimination. Number 2, isolation. 3, process. And the last one, physical protection. Now the most effective in this hierarchy is elimination, and the least effective and last resort is the physical protection of finished goods. Yet that's the one we tend to focus on when we are on site. Let me explain each one in more detail. First of all, elimination. Can we design out and eliminate the need to protect? The bathtub gets delivered with scratch-proof coating, and this of course often means supply chain improvement projects. Or finished doors which only just get fitted before final delivery. This of course means changing your build sequence. The second one is isolation. Ensure that other trades cannot access an area or the item after installation. And this of course means careful planning of the sequence of how, when and where trades access a plot. Including access control not only to the plot but also areas in the plot. Just think about the toilets. Thirdly, process. If people still need to access the item that's been installed, ensure robust processes are in place how to work with and around the item. This includes good visual management, for example, a dedicated area where the tradesman can put down their tools when doing the final electrical connections in a kitchen. Hint, that's not on top of the brand new induction hob. And the fourth one, physical protection. Only when you can't do the first 3, you resort to the fourth one. Yeah, you can see 4 fingers, yeah, 4. That means physical barrier between the item and the tradesman. Clearly, to be good at this, you need to measure the conformance to the protection hierarchy. And this means a collaborative approach between the site teams and the trades to develop and grow the expertise in applying the 4-step hierarchy consistently and learn from where you weren't able to prevent damage. So to conclude, ask yourself the following 3 questions. 1. Do your site teams have a clear understanding of what protection should be used and when? 2. Do you understand what the level of compliance with your protection standard is across all your sites, between plots and even within a single plot? And thirdly, how are you measuring the performance of your trades on site? And does this include a measure for adherence to damage limitation hierarchy? In my next vlog, the third one out of 5, I will talk about plot utilization.